باب مفتوح للاجتهادات التقريب. هذا حد العالم، هذا طالب، هذا راسخ والى اخره.
I've been seeing a lot of rappers, gang members. Talking about old block, little Durk, Quando, Rondo, right? What's your perspective on like all of these people actually accepting Islam but still doing what they was doing before?
I mean, Islam is a marathon. You know what I mean? And what we have to understand is, of course, when someone accepts Islam, we know that whatever inclined them to the religion is they were able to acknowledge that Islam is the truth, right? But to just abruptly abstain from the truth you know prior to the truth you accepted, you know what I mean? It requires a lot of patience for the individual and patience for those who, watching him transition from coming straight out of the streets, coming out of a lifestyle that's contrary to Islam and accepting Islam. Because to be honest with you, by Allah's permission, a lot of times when people accept Islam is because of what they see in the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? They see, the asloob of the Muslims. They see how the Muslims live. They see how the Muslims pray, So that intrigues people to want to, and their curiosity gets sparked. And then they start to learn the core functionality of Islam is that there's only one, God worthy of all worship. And that it's his right and his right alone to be worshipped, alone without any partners. And that the Prophet ﷺ is a messenger that was sent. And this is simplicity. So, coming out of chaos and learning simplicity, that's a huge leap.
Yeah, difficult in itself.
Yeah, so I spoke to Quando Rondo when he first took his Shahada. It was a brother I was locked up with that was from South Carolina. And he put me on the phone with him. He's like, sound like yo, you know who this is? I was like, nah, I don't know who that is. Because he's a young guy.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, it's Quando Rondo. So I'm like, I ain't listened to music in 15 years.
Yeah.
So, all of this ain't making sense to me. Then he said, yeah, he accepted Islam. Boom. So now, I don't even care who he was. I don't care what he did. I don't even care where he came from. At that point, it becomes instinctive, like, okay, this man is Muslim now. So the first thing I did after speaking to him, I called the brother Abdul Haq, who's Durk's father. I was on the phone with him, brother Bashir, and the other brother Mustafa, Jeff Ford's son. So we all on the phone, and I'm telling him, look, I just spoke to Quando Rondo, and I know there's some issues or whatever case may be between him and your son. What course of action you think we should take? You know what I'm saying? And this is just using wisdom, because I can't come up with options or ideas. I'm not in the mix of the situation. I don't know the extent of how deep rooted it is or nothing. So I'm asking for advice. And alhamdulillah, the brother Abdul Haq, very wise brother, man, may Allah preserve him. He was like, well, just get the brother to openly profess that he's Muslim, and we'll take it from there. So this goes to show you, we're on the same page. We just concerned about them being Muslim.
Yeah, that's it.
No one cares about all this other stuff. We got something new to hone in on and focus on. So the focus is, okay, they Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he rapper, but he's Muslim. Okay, he might be part of a group, but he's Muslim. You know what I'm saying? It's going to always refer back to what takes precedence. And what takes precedence is he's Muslim. So my advice for my position is the same for any Muslim. No matter what background you came from, or however, Allah guided you to this religion. Who are we to question, critique, or try to, facilitate Allah's guidance? You know what I'm saying? Because nobody had any, input in my acceptance of Islam. No one talked to me about Islam. No one took me to no conferences. You know what I'm saying? No one gave me no books. You know what I'm saying? I was just on a journey going in the opposite direction, and the Lord guided me to Islam. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing that, it made it easy for me to abstain because no one got a hand in this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the confusion comes from someone that may invite you to Islam, but then you see he still got habits. You know what I'm saying? So now what happened, it looked fair. Fair seeming for me to still smoke weed as long as I come to Jumu'ah. Or still fair seeming for me, to drink or listen to music. Because the guy that invited me, his example is what I'm going off of. I haven't learned the example of the Prophet ﷺ yet. So my example is the guy that invited me. So you invited me to this Hezbollah, this party of Allah, right?
Yeah.
You invited me to this party. So now I'm looking at how you party. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if you party the way you're supposed to party, I'm gonna practice the religion the way I'm supposed to practice the religion. You know what I'm saying? So that's important.
That's a great point.
Yeah. So people gotta understand when you get around these new Muslims, you're dealing with somebody that's an infant, and we know what type of care, patience, and time has to be invested in nurturing and cultivating the baby. Not a grown man. He's not a grown man anymore. You know what I mean? He's a baby. He made a grown man decision. Alhamdulillah, they accept Islam. But his learning process is still infant.
Yeah. Nah, that makes a lot of sense.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh